And we are live for the 25th Annual Can Geo Challenge.
Yay! All right, I'm just gonna give it one more minute so that we're not starting before 2. Xavier, can I get a double check that everything's working okay on your end? You looked a little concerned there for a second.
Yeah, everything's working on my end. They're just asking where it is. I just had to send them the link.
Perfect. Okay. All right, seeing as it's 2:00 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna get this show on the road. So welcome everyone to the live round of the 2020 Canadian Geographic Challenge National Final. The Can Geo Challenge is an annual student geography competition hosted by the Royal Canadian Geographical Society and Canadian Geographic Education. And today's live round is a celebration of 5 very special individuals who ranked among the top geography students in Canada following a series of grueling quizzes, virtual fieldwork projects, and data analysis challenges. This year is very special. We're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the challenge, which first took place in 1995 and has been supported ever since by the Trebek Family Foundation. Every year, students from across the nation compete at the classroom, school, provincial, and territorial level, and finally the national level to earn a spot in the top 5 for the live final. Last year, we were fortunate enough to hold the live final at 50 Sussex, the headquarters of the Royal Canadian Geographical Society, whereas today, as you can see, I greet you from a very different perspective, my home office. We quickly decided that nothing was going to stop the challenge from happening, especially on its silver anniversary. So everything would have taken place in person in the nation's capital, and instead it's taking place virtually, including today's event. Although it's been a difficult time for everyone with what's been happening surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic, our young geographers have risen to the challenge and have truly gone beyond. I'd like to applaud the hard work and efforts of all the students who participated in the challenge, no matter where you are right now, because without you, we wouldn't be here today. We are especially proud of the dedication that our 20 national finalists have shown in preparing for and tackling the tests and field work we put before them. I'd also like to thank the Fellows of the Society, the RCGS Explorers in Residence, the educators and the staff who have helped to develop content and kept the wheels turning behind the scenes and made this year's challenge an unforgettable success. The challenge is a cornerstone of Canadian geographic education. Not only does it teach students about geography in Canada, but it also inspires a passion for learning and encourages a love for exploration, both close to home and on a larger scale. The challenge brings classrooms and schools together and connects like-minded people across the country. We hope it continues to engage and excite students for many years to come, and we hope students watching today will join us in next year's competition. At this point, you might be wondering who I am. My name is Michelle Chaput, and I'm the Director of Education at the RCGS. I have the distinct pleasure of seeing this competition through 3 times now, and each time has been exciting, stressful, chaotic, hilarious, humbling, but overall an amazing time. And I honestly can't get over the depth of knowledge our yearly participants have. And I'm going to take this chance to wave to our participants of past years. I hope you guys are all doing well. Now I get to introduce our top 5 finalists. They're going to say hi and tell everyone a little bit about themselves. So first up, I'd like you to meet Aaron Chung. Aaron is from Markham, Ontario, and he's in grade 9 at St. Augustine High School. Aaron, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you have such a strong interest in geography?
Hi, my name is Aaron Chung. Geography enables me to explore and discover things I would never be able to do otherwise. such as different countries and places around the world using Google Earth and virtual technology. I also enjoy reading science and as it is closely linked with geography.
I like the sound of that. You're speaking to a fellow scientist here. Next up, we're going to meet Awad. Awad Khalid is from Calgary, Alberta. He attends Weber Academy and is in grade 10. Awad is one of the finalists who actually got to participate in last year's competition in Ottawa. Awad, can you tell us about yourself and how your experience has been different this year?
Hi. So the main differences I've seen is mostly physical in the sense that we haven't been able to go to Ottawa this year, and I haven't been able to say physically meet all the rest of my competitors. And so while that section of the experience is missing, it's really the spirit of the competition, I think, that still exists, and that's really the most important part. So even though I'm at home, I'm still able to appreciate, enjoy geography with these like-minded individuals, and come together to really celebrate something so important, which I really value.
That's a lovely way to put it. I'm so happy to hear that, Awad. Thank you. Next, we're going to meet Noah. We're going to go to Tony first. Tony is a grade 9 student from Merivale High School in Ottawa, Ontario, not too far from me, actually. Tony, what would you like the audience to know about you?
Yeah, thank you. My name is Tony. I'm in grade 9 and I go to Merivale High School here in our nation's capital. I've always really loved reading, and I mean, through reading so many books, I've come to contact with many things about geography that I didn't know before. And so I think geography is really important to me as it's what connects the world together, really. And it's just so intertwined in every single subject. And my teachers as well, I would really like to thank them as they've garnered this interest in geography. And through this many years of learning, I think it's been a magical experience.
Well, it's been good to have you along for the ride all these years. Next, let's meet Noah. So Noah Deng is a grade 10 student from Vincent Massey High School in Windsor, Ontario. Noah, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am from Windsor, Ontario, and the reason I like geography is...
Yep, we can hear you.
And the reason I like geography is because I read a lot of atlases, and so I was able to learn from the maps. And ever so because of the maps, reading helped foster an interest in my geography. It also gives us a better understanding of our world and understand how it works. And it can also solve current issues too. That's why I love reading. It also helps with geography.
I think reading and geography go really well hand in hand. So finally, we're going to meet Xavier Spano, a grade 9 student from Nelson High School in Burlington, Ontario. So Xavier, you snagged 4th place in last year's national final. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and some of the strategies you used to get here again this year?
Of course. Hi, I'm Xavier. I'm, like you said, I'm in grade 9 attending Nelson High School in Burlington, Ontario. Last year, I ended up getting 4th place after I discovered the competition back when I was in grade 8. And I got the pleasure of going on the One Ocean expedition out east, which was one of the best experiences ever. I'll remember that for a long time. And I would say that I definitely studied a little bit more this year than last year. But other than that, I felt the experience was pretty similar. I feel you guys did a great job at making sure that everything was still mostly the same. I mean, I got through the entire competition last year, and this is the part that's most different realistically. But even still, it feels mostly the same. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to competing again, and we'll see what happens.
Wonderful. I'm very glad that we were able to pull this off. We wanted to make sure that nothing was going to stop us. So it's great to have you all here today with us, and I'd like to say congratulations one more time on making it to the top 5. And I know that you can't see the audience today, which is a shame, but you'll certainly feel the audience if we get together and give one loud shout, one loud clap, a thumbs up, a high five towards our screens. So I'm going to get everyone across Canada to send their best wishes to our 5 finalists by clapping and cheering, and they're going to feel that. They won't be able to see you, but they'll be able to feel you. So congrats one more time to our top finalists. So for the audience and for the finalists, I'm going to recap the instructions quickly. So there are 5 rounds, each with about 8 to 11 questions on a given theme. So there's a different type of question in each round. So some are multiple choice, some you have to select different options, some are true and false, and some you have to fill in the blank, and then some are ranking questions. So each question is worth 1 point. And there will be a scoreboard that appears after every question, but the scores are turned off because we want to keep it as a surprise until the end of the round. It'll also give everyone a break at the end of the round while we tally the scores. So you're going to hear a detailed question from me. I'm going to start the quiz, and you'll see a condensed version of the question on your screen, and you'll have 30 seconds to answer. But you'll have 60 seconds to answer for the ranking questions and the video questions. After each question, I'll ask you if you'd like a repeat of the question. So if you don't want to repeat, you don't have to say anything. If you do want to repeat, just turn your mic on and say repeat. At the end of each round, I'm going to invite each finalist individually to raise any disputes they have. So if there's a question or an answer that you'd like to dispute, that'll be your time to do it. And I want to make sure you all have a notebook and a pen in front of you to record any notes you want to bring up at the end of the round. Remember, spelling is important, so you have to try your best to spell your answers correctly. If you do misspell an answer and you'd like to raise that at the end of the round, that's okay. And make sure that you don't press any wrong buttons. So we're doing this virtually using so many different devices. Make sure you don't press any wrong buttons to submit your answer. You want to make sure you use your full time allotted and you're submitting the correct answer. Okay, so enough with instructions. Are there any questions from our 5 finalists before we get this show on the road? Seeing none, I see lots of bright smiles. So, my friends, I am going to ask you to open the chat on your Zoom call, and I am going to share the round details with you. So in the chat, you'll find your details to join our first round. Once you've joined, remember to close the chat window. All right, I think we're just waiting for one more finalist to join. Perfect. So I see Aaron, Awad, Noah, Tony, and Xavier. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to begin round 1. Our first round is all about the Anthropocene, and it was inspired by Canadian Geographic Education's latest resource, the Anthropocene Education Program, which teaches us about the history and the science behind the Anthropocene and helps us understand just how much humans are changing Earth's natural systems. So the photographs you're going to see are from renowned Canadian photographer Edward Bertinsky. So here's your first question. The word Anthropocene comes from the Greek language. The word anthropo means man or human being. What is the meaning of the word scene? So this is going to be a short answer question. You'll have to type your answer and press submit. Does anybody need a repeat? All right, I'm going to begin sharing my screen, and we're going to start the first round. I see lots of great answers in there. The correct answer was new or recent. Question number 2. True or false? In 2019, a new version of the International Geological Timescale was published showing the Anthropocene officially beginning in the year 1945 CE. Does anybody need a repeat? All right, question number 2. Well, we've got some different answers there. The correct answer is false. Question number 3. Increased atmospheric carbon dioxide from the burning of fossil fuels is one of the indicators of the Anthropocene. As of April 2020, what was the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? This will be a multiple choice question. Does anybody need a repeat? Okay, question number 3. All right, the correct answer is 400 to 425 parts per million. Question number 4. The production of oil at Alberta's oil sands is a Canadian example of the human signature on Earth. It is also an example of which phenomenon? This will be a multiple choice question. Does anybody need a repeat? Here we go, question number 4. And the correct answer is anthroturbation. Question number 5. The global population has surpassed 7.7 billion, and more than half of those people live in urban areas. Which human-made building material is currently the most widely used in the world? This is a short answer question, so type your answer and press submit. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 5. And the correct answer is concrete. Everyone scores a point for that question. Question number 6. A human-caused mass Anthropocene extinction event has recently been described by numerous scientists. The International Union for Conservation of Nature keeps a comprehensive list of species at risk of extinction. Rank the following groups of species in order of most threatened to least threatened. This is a ranking question where you'll arrange your options in the correct order and press submit once you're done. Does anyone need a repeat? Okay, question number 6. All right, and the correct order is amphibians, conifers, mammals, and birds. Question number 7. Studies of the Anthropocene are rooted in the geosciences, and in particular, the discipline of stratigraphy. Stratigraphy deals primarily with which type or class of rock? This is a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 7. So 5 seconds remaining. The correct answer is sedimentary. Question number 8. Which term describes the vast global transformation associated with the Anthropocene, when the growing population began consuming resources and creating completely new materials at an exponential rate, eclipsing even the Industrial Revolution? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat?
Can you repeat it?
Question number 8. Which term describes the vast global transformation associated with the Anthropocene, when the growing population began consuming resources and creating completely new materials at an exponential rate, eclipsing even the Industrial Revolution? Question number 8. And the correct answer is the Great Acceleration. And so that's a wrap for our first round. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to invite our finalists to take a little bit of a breather while I share the scores with our judges. I'll then open the floor if anyone has anything they would like to dispute, and we'll move on to round 2. So for our judges, the scores should now be available. All right. So we have our scores from our judges. So right now we have Xavier in the lead with 6 correct answers. Awad following close behind, or tied with 6 correct answers. We have Aaron with 4 correct answers, Tony with 4 correct answers, and Noah with 3 correct answers. Does anyone have anything they'd like to dispute? So Aaron, do you have anything? No? Awad? Noah? Tony? And Xavier? No. Okay, perfect. Well, congratulations everyone for making it through the first round. So we're going to move on to the second round. So if you can open your chat, I'm going to share the information for round number 2. And so be sure to close the chat window once you're done. And so we're going to begin with round 2. Our second round focuses on volcanology and geology. We have some amazing photos from explorer George Kurunis. And to start us off, we have a video question. The way this is going to work is I'm going to play the question portion of the video first, and then we're going to go to the quiz. You're going to answer, and then we'll review the answer. So the first question comes to you from Christian Stenner, who is a fellow of the Royal Canadian Geographical Society and a cave explorer. So here's the question.
Hi, my name is Christian Stenner, and I'm a cave explorer. A cave entrance was discovered in 2012 on a remote mountain plateau north of Fernie, British Columbia. It was successfully explored over the past few years to a depth of 674 meters, making it the deepest cave in all of Canada. What is the name of the cave?
So this is going to be a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? All right, so question number 1. So I see we have some friends who've joined the quiz. I'll kindly ask you to exit, please. So we're going to reserve this for our 5 top finalists, and we want to make sure that they're concentrating. So the correct answer is Bizarro Anima. So Christian Stenner was the expedition leader for the Bizarro Plateau Caves project to explore the cave system. Thanks, Christian, for the video question. Question number 2. What is the term for the study of caves? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Okay, question number 2. And the correct answer is speleology. Question number 3. What is the term used to describe a passage in a cave that is flooded with water all the way to the ceiling? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat?
Hello, yeah, can I get a repeat on that, please?
Question number 3. What is the term used to describe a passage in a cave that is flooded with water all the way to the ceiling? Question number 3. And the correct answer is sump. Question number 4. The next question is another video question. This time you're going to hear from George Kurunis, explorer in residence for the Royal Canadian Geographical Society. He is a renowned storm chaser, adventurer, and an expert on natural disasters.
I'm George Kurunis, explorer in residence with the Royal Canadian Geographical Society. And I'm in Japan aboard the Fukaye Maru scientific research ship that's currently studying the Kikai caldera undersea supervolcano. About 6,300 years ago, Kikai exploded with an ultra-Plinian style eruption that was one of the largest in the past 10,000 years. The term Plinian eruption was named after Pliny the Younger, whose writings gave us the best first-hand account of the eruption of which Italian volcano in 79 AD?
So this is going to be a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? Okay, question number 4. And the correct answer is Vesuvius. Let's double check with George to see if we got it right.
The answer, Vesuvius volcano near the modern-day city of Naples. Have fun with the rest of the challenge.
Perfect, thanks, George. All right, next question. The Wakari Volcano, sometimes known as White Island, had a sudden eruption in December of 2019, killing 21 visitors to the volcano. George Kurunis visited the Wakari Volcano earlier during the filming of Angry Planet and stood on the very spot where the recent deadly eruption occurred. Which country does White Island belong to? This is going to be a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? Okay, question number 5. And the correct answer is New Zealand. Question number 6. In 2015, the eruption of the Fogo volcano in the Cape Verde Islands off the west coast of Africa created a huge flow of lava that buried several local villages. In the photo you're about to see, George Kurunis is examining the lava from the volcano. What type of lava is it? This will be a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? Okay, question number 6. Three seconds left. And the correct answer is lava. Question number 7. This Canadian National Park Reserve is a UNESCO World Heritage Site globally renowned for its geologic landforms. It is located on the traditional lands of the Decho First Nations. What is the park's name? This will be a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 7. And the correct answer is Nahanni National Park. Question number 8. Anak Krakatoa, which means child of Krakatoa, is an active volcano that arose in a caldera left over from a devastating eruption which destroyed the original island of Krakatoa in 1883, resulting in the deaths of more than 36,000 people. In which country is this caldera located? This is a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 8. Five seconds remaining. And the correct answer is Indonesia. Good job, everyone. Question number 9. What is the term for a species that is adapted to live in only an underground habitat, such as a cave? This will be a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 9. And the correct answer is troglobite. Question number 10. In which country would you find the longest underwater cave system in the world? This is a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 10. And the answer is Mexico. Our last question in this round is another video question from Christian Stenner.
Hi, my name is Christian Stenner, and I'm a cave explorer. What landform is characterized by subsurface drainage systems, such as sinkholes and caves, consisting of limestone or other soluble rock that has been eroded by water?
So this will be a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat?
Yeah, could you repeat it?
For sure. What landform is characterized by subsurface drainage systems, such as sinkholes and caves, consisting of limestone or other soluble rock that has been eroded by water? Question 11. And the correct answer is karst. Thanks again, Christian. So that's the end of round number 2. Again, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we're going to give our finalists a little bit of a break while our judges tally the scores. All right, we'll have the scores to you shortly. All right, I have the scores. Just bear with me just a second. I need to double check one thing with our judges.
Mhm.
The joys of doing everything over technology when we're all in different cities and provinces. I appreciate the patience of our finalists who are waiting to hear their scores. Okay, so our tally for both round 1 and round 2, we have Xavier with 15. We have Aaron and Awad with 11 each. And we have Noah and Tony with 9 each. So Aaron, is there anything you'd like to dispute?
Question 4, I meant to say Mount Vesuvius, but I accidentally forgot the U. Was that counted for us?
Judges, can you double check the spelling for me, please? All right, so Aaron, you're going to be awarded an extra point. So that brings you to 12.
Okay.
Awad, do you have anything? Noah, did you have anything? Tony, anything to say? And Xavier, anything to dispute?
Yeah. Question 1, the one on Bizarro Anima. I think I switched the M and the N. Is that by accident? Is that little of enough of a spelling error to count it?
So our judges did notice that one, and they said that they were not going to accept it as an answer.
All right.
Okay, so just to recap, we have Xavier with 15, Aaron with 12, Awad with 11, and Noah and Tony with 9. So finalists, I'm going to share the information for round number 3. So if you can open the chat. And remember to close it afterwards when you're done. Looks like we're waiting just on Awad and Xavier to join. Perfect, there we go. Okay, so our third round will focus on the Royal Canadian Geographical Society, which recently celebrated its 90th anniversary, and also the Canadian Geographic Challenge, which is now in its 25th year. So in this round, you'll learn a little bit more about some of the members and the patrons of the Society. So here's your first question. Since its founding in 1929, the Royal Canadian Geographical Society has operated under the patronage of the Governor-General of Canada, who acts as the federal representative of the Canadian monarch. Beginning with the most recent, place the following Governor-Generals in order according to when they held the position. So this will be a ranking question and you'll have to press submit once you're done. Does anyone need a repeat? Okay, here we Oh, was there a repeat needed?
Yeah. Could you repeat it?
Of course. Since its founding in 1929, the Royal Canadian Geographical Society has operated under the patronage of the Governor-General of Canada, who acts as the federal representative of the Canadian monarch. Beginning with the most recent, place the following Governor Generals in order according to when they held the position. Okay, question number 1. And the correct order is Julie Payette, David Johnston, Michael Jean, and Adrienne Clarkson. Question number 2. Since its founding in 1993, Canadian Geographic Education has enjoyed a steadily growing membership of teachers and parents and youth, and officially reached 25,000 members in May of 2020. For reference, that's roughly the same size as the entire population of Whitehorse. According to Statistics Canada, a population center with 25,000 people would correspond to which of the following? This will be a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question 2. And the correct answer is a small population center. Question number 3. In 2018, Canadian Geographic Education and the RCGS launched the groundbreaking Indigenous Peoples Atlas of Canada, exploring the cultures, history, and stories of Inuit, Métis, and First Nations. According to the 2016 census, about 260,000 people in Canada speak an Indigenous language well enough to hold a conversation. What percentage of the total population, the total Canadian population, does this represent? This will be a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat?
Can you please repeat it?
Question 3. In 2018, Canadian Geographic Education and the RCGS launched the groundbreaking Indigenous Peoples Atlas of Canada. According to the 2016 census, about 260,000 people in Canada speak an Indigenous language well enough to hold a conversation. What percentage of the total Canadian population does this represent? Question number 3. Well done. The correct answer is 0.7%. Question number 4. Jill Heinrich, the RCGS's very first explorer in residence, often has to use Secchi discs, isokinetic samplers, and sonar instruments when collecting field data while on an excursion. What does Jill Heinrich study in her work? This will be a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat?
I do.
So question 4, Jill Heinrich, the RCGS's very first explorer in residence, often has to use Secchi discs, isokinetic samplers, and sonar instruments when collecting field data while on an excursion. What does Jill Heinrich study in her work? Question number 4. Well done. The correct answer is underwater cave systems and freshwater supplies. Question 5. George Kurunis, the second RCGS explorer in residence, is one of the world's best known modern day explorers and storm chasers. He has documented nature's extremes on every continent in the world, as for example, during his 2005 visit to the Danakil Depression. Which of the following statements about the Danakil Depression are true? For this question, you're going to select all options that apply, and once you're satisfied with your answer, you'll press submit. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 5. Five seconds remaining. And so the correct answers were, some sections descend more than 100 meters below sea level, and it's caused by a triple junction, a place where 3 tectonic plates join. Question number 6. Mylène Paquette, the third RCGS explorer in residence, is renowned for having crossed the Atlantic Ocean twice by rowboat. She is also an avid ice canoer and can be seen here with her crew next to their massive vessel, which weighs more than 200 pounds. Ice canoeing is now considered a sport, but what was it originally invented for? This will be a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat?
Yeah, can I get one, please?
So Mylène Paquette is the third RCGS explorer in residence and is renowned for having crossed the Atlantic Ocean twice by rowboat. She is also an avid ice canoer and can be seen in this upcoming picture next to her massive vessel, which weighs more than 200 pounds. Ice canoeing is now considered a sport, but why was it originally invented? Question 6. Well done. The correct answer was a means of transporting goods across the St. Lawrence River in the winter. Question 7. Adam Schultz, another of the RCGS's explorers in residence, is an adventurer and a writer whose research has taken him to some of the last wild places on Earth, like the Amazon rainforest and the high Arctic. According to researchers, approximately how much of the Earth's wilderness remains intact in the face of ever-growing human pressures? This will be a multiple choice. Does anyone need a repeat? Question 7. Oh, sorry, was there a repeat requested? Nope. Question 7. And the correct answer is 23%. Question number 8. Ray Zahab, the newest RCGS explorer in residence, is a record-breaking ultra marathoner and an extreme adventurer who has traversed some of the hottest and coldest deserts in the world. In 2015, he ran across a desert region that is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean to the east, the Strait of Magellan to the south, and the Andes to the west. Which desert region did he cross? This will be a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat?
I do.
So Ray Zahab has traversed some of the hottest and coldest deserts in the world. In 2015, he ran across a desert region which is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean to the east, the Strait of Magellan to the south, and the Andes to the west. Which desert region did he cross? Question 8. Lots of good answers there. The correct answer is Patagonia. Question number 9. Jeopardy host and philanthropist Alex Trebek became the RCGS's honorary president in 2016 and has been a champion of Canadian Geographic education programs ever since. He's actually hosted several iterations of this very same challenge. Alex was born in Canada, but in 1998, he became a naturalized US citizen. What does it mean to become a naturalized citizen? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 9. And the correct answer is he immigrated to the United States first and then applied to become a citizen. So that concludes round 3. Congratulations, finalists, for making it more than halfway through the challenge. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. We're going to tally the scores and we'll be back shortly. All right, our judges are finished looking at the answers. We have our scores. So we have Xavier in the lead with 23. Next, we have Aaron with 19. Then we have a tie between Awad and Tony with 16. And last, we have Noah with 14. So Aaron, was there anything that you wanted to bring up? Awad, was there anything you had? Noah, did you have anything?
Yes.
What
So
did
on the
you have?
question about the depression, the zero or whatever it was, I quickly switched back. I quickly switched back to like the right answer on the last second, but I was still marked as wrong.
So unfortunately, I think that qualifies as a technical exclusion. So we're going to keep the scores as they are. Sorry about that. Tony, did you have anything? Xavier, did you have anything? No. I see you're snacking there. You guys are smart to bring snacks and
I'm hungry. Like, what am I supposed to do?
That's a very good idea. That's one of the benefits of doing it virtually. You don't get food when you do it in Ottawa.
All I had was the water bottle, and you saw me like just drinking it the entire time.
All right, my friends. If everyone's set, we're going to go to round 4. So our 4th round looks at biodiversity and conservation. So to start us off, we have a video question from Jill Heinerth, underwater cave explorer and RCGS's first explorer in residence. Before I play the video, I'm going to share with you in the chat how to join round 4. So I'll get you guys to join first, and then I'll play the video. Perfect, I see all of you there. All right, our first question from Jill.
I'm Jill Heinerth, explorer in residence for the Royal Canadian Geographical Society. I'm here on the front lines of fighting the issue of invasive species here at a national park in Manitoba. If you want to visit this park and use watercraft or even PFDs, you'll need to stop in this small village to first have your boat, your life jacket, or your scuba diving gear checked and perhaps disinfected to ensure that you're not going to be a vector to bring in things like zebra mussels or quagga mussels and infect this otherwise pristine lake. So stop by this small village called Wassa Gaming, Manitoba, to visit this national park. What's the name of this park?
So this is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Okay, here we go. Question number 1. And the correct answer is Riding Mountain National Park. Jill Heinrich was last year's host of the Can Geo Challenge, so I want to say thank you to Jill for taking the time to make a video for this year's competitors. Question number 2. Which 2 Canadian national parks protect the calving and migration grounds of the porcupine caribou herd? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 2. Lots of variation in that one, but the correct answer is Vuntut and Ivavik. Question number 3. Canada has a large network of national parks and historic sites that are representative of most regions in Canada. Recently, a new designation has been added to the list: National Marine Conservation Areas. Currently, there are 2 such areas operating in Canada. Where would you find them? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 3. And the correct answer is in Ontario and Quebec. Question number 4. Purple loosestrife is an invasive species that came from Europe in the 1800s. It is decimating and crowding out native species in which important ecosystem? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat?
Yes, please.
Question number 4. Purple loosestrife is an invasive species that came from Europe in the 1800s. It is decimating and crowding out native species in which important ecosystem? Question number 4. And the correct answer is wetlands. Question number 5. Climate change in northern regions is reducing the amount of snow cover during wintertime. Certain species depend on deep snow cover for insulation to protect against cold winter air. What is the name for the safe zone that exists between the bottom of the snow layer and the top of the ground? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 5. Very well done. The correct answer is the subnivean zone. Question 6. What are the major threats to endangered vertebrate species in order from most threatening to least? This is a ranking question, so make sure you click submit when you're done. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 6. And the correct answer is agriculture and aquaculture, logging, invasive species, and hunting. Question number 7. In conservation, there is a term used to describe a species whose needs and habitat requirements are shared by many other species in the same habitat. By protecting this species, conservationists are able to help protect the others too. What is the term used to describe this species? This is a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 7. Five seconds remaining. Lots of good answers there. The correct answer is umbrella species. Question number 8. There's an estimated 8 million animal and plant species on Earth. What percentage of those are threatened with extinction? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 8. And the correct answer is 13%. Question number 9. Canada's forests and parks have suffered from various invasive pests in the last few decades. In recent years, small clusters of the Asian longhorned beetle have appeared in Ontario. Which tree genus does this beetle mainly attack? This is a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 9. And again, lots of very good answers. The correct answer is maple or acer. So for our last question for this round, we have another video question from Jill.
Hi, I'm Jill Heinerth, explorer in residence for the Royal Canadian Geographical Society. There's a park in the United States called Glacier National Park. Well, this park is due north from that location in Canada. What's the name of this national park in Alberta?
So this will be a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Okay, question number 10. Well done. The correct answer is Waterton Lakes National Park. So thanks again to Jill for another great question. And so that's a wrap for round 4. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we're going to look over the results with our judges, and we'll be back shortly. Everybody take a breather. All right, we have the scores tallied for rounds 1 through 4. And so we're good to go with the scores. Are you guys ready to hear them?
Maybe.
So we have Xavier in the lead with 30. We have a tie between Aaron and Tony with 23. We have Awad with 21. And we have Noah with 17. So Aaron, was there anything you wanted to dispute? Nope. Awad, was there anything? Noah, did you have anything? Nope. And Tony? And Xavier? Xavier's losing steam. We only have one round left. You guys are doing great. All right, so everybody give a little shake, refresh yourselves. We've got one more round to get through. This is it. Are you guys ready? Okay, so open up your chat and you can join. Make sure you close it when you're done. So we're just waiting on two more. Wonderful. All right. So your first question for round number 5. Well, I should tell you, our fifth round is all about relocation. So it looks at stories of relocation in Canada and focuses on cultural geography and history. So community relocations took place due to war, urban redevelopment, the creation of national parks, economic forces and government policies, and even major infrastructure projects. So here's your first question. During the Second World War, Japanese Canadians faced a lot of racism and discrimination. They were stripped of their homes and businesses and forced into internment camps, prisoner of war camps, or deported. About 4,000 were also sent to work on sugar beet farms in which 2 provinces? So for this question, you're going to select all options that apply. And once you're satisfied, you're going to hit submit. Does anyone need a repeat? Wonderful. Question number 1. And the correct answers are Alberta and Manitoba. Question number 2. Which First Nation was forced off their traditional lands to make way for the creation of Banff National Park? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 2. And the correct answer is Stoney Nakoda. Question number 3. In 1959, the federal government decided to close a Moravian mission in the town of Hebron, which had provided educational, commercial, and medical services for the Inuit living in the area. Without consulting the Inuit community, the government resettled about 60 families to larger towns in Nain, Hopedale, and Makivik. In which part of Inuit Nunanat are these towns located? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat?
Yes, please.
In 1959, the federal government decided to close a Moravian mission in the town of Hebron, which had provided educational, commercial, and medical services for the Inuit living in the area. Without consulting the Inuit community, the government resettled about 60 families to larger towns in Nain, Hopedale, and Makivik. In which part of Inuit Nunanut are these towns located? Question number 3. And the correct answer is Nunatsiavut. Question number 4. In the 1960s, a resettlement program in Newfoundland and Labrador incentivized people to move from rural communities to larger urban areas. For many vulnerable households, the financial support was not enough to help them find new affordable homes. What is the term given to the small coastal communities which these people ended up abandoning? This is a short answer question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 4. Lots of very good ideas there. The correct answer is Outport or Out Harbor. Next question, question number 5. For more than 150 years, the community of Africville was home to hundreds of African Canadians, some of whom could trace their roots in the area back to the late 1700s. In the 1960s, about 400 residents, most of whom owned their property, were forced to move for the construction of a new bridge across which Canadian harbor? This will be a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 5. And the correct answer is Halifax Harbor. Question number 6. During the French and Indian War, which took place in Atlantic Canada between 1755 and 1764, about 11,500 Acadians were deported to the 13 colonies, which are a series of coastal areas from Maine to Georgia, as well as to Britain and France. Which of the following names might you hear an Acadian use when referring to this time period? For this question, you're going to select all options that apply. So once you're satisfied, press submit. Does anyone want to repeat? Question number 6. Five seconds remaining. And the correct answers are the Great Upheaval, the Great Expulsion, and Le Grand Dérangement. Question number 7. In 1952, a series of dams were built in British Columbia's interior to generate power for an aluminum smelter owned by a Canadian mining company. These dams created I'm going to restart that. These dams created a reservoir which flooded the lands of the Cheslada Carrier Nation, forcing them to flee 60 kilometers north. The Cheslada community resettled onto 17 small, scattered parcels of land, also known as what? This is a multiple choice question. Does anyone need a repeat?
Yes, I would like a repeat.
Question number 7. In 1952, a series of dams were built in British Columbia's interior to generate power for an aluminum smelter owned by a Canadian mining company. These dams created a reservoir which flooded the lands of the Cheslada Carrier Nation, forcing them to flee 60 kilometers north. The Cheslada community resettled onto 17 small, scattered parcels of land, also known as what? Question number 7. And the correct answer is reserves. Question number 8. Between 1870 to 1900, the Métis living in what is present-day Manitoba were forced to flee their homes under pressure from the Canadian government, which was focused on acquiring land and resources. Led by Louis Riel, the Métis community fought hard to preserve their rights, culture, and homeland. For this question, you will have a series of historical events from this time period that you need to place in chronological order. Does anyone need a repeat? Question number 8. That was a tough one. The correct order is Hudson Bay Company sells Rupert's Land to the Dominion of Canada. Then the Métis community fights to assert their lands in the Red River Resistance. The Northwest Resistance and the Battle of Batoche take place. And then many Métis settle in Rhode Island's communities. And so that concludes our 5th and final round of the Geo Challenge. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to congratulate you all on making it through 5 rounds. I know that wasn't easy. I'm going to consult with the judges. So everybody hang tight, maybe stand up, shake yourselves about a bit, and we'll reconvene in just a few minutes. Okay, everyone, we're ready to come back. We've got some scores to share with you. Before we do, I want to open the floor one last time to each of you to see if there was anything in round 5 you wanted to dispute. So Erin, was there anything you had? Awad, did you have anything? Noah, how about you? Nothing to dispute. Tony, did you have anything? And Xavier, did you have anything? All right, my friends. Take one last breather. We've got the final results to share. So our third place winner is Aaron with a score of 25. He gets $1,000, a bronze medal, and a Canadian Geographic prize pack. Woo, Aaron! Congratulations, job well done. In second place, we have Tony with a score of 27. So Tony gets $2,000 and a silver medal and a Canadian Geographic prize pack. So congrats to Tony. And our first place winner and champion of this year's Can Geo Challenge is Xavier with a score of 35. He gets $3,000, a gold medal, and a Canadian Geographic prize pack. Congratulations, Xavier. And so I want to say congratulations to our two runner-ups. So Awad with a score of 23 and Noah with a score of 21. You guys did an excellent job as well, so congrats to you two. So I'm so proud of you guys. You did an amazing job. I hope you had fun. I hope it wasn't too stressful. I do have a very special surprise for you. So there's someone who's been patiently waiting to say hi and congratulate you. And so you might recognize this individual from our round 2 question about supervolcanoes. So this is George Kurunis. Hi, George.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Michelle.
How are you doing, George?
I'm doing just fine. I've been literally sitting here watching the entire challenge with my bowl of popcorn, as I'm sure many others have been doing. And as you saw in that video question, I was in Japan, but I made it back to Canada and just been, riding this out like everyone else. And it's so great to see such amazing talent. I've been blown away. These questions are hard.
Yes, they were. You're so right.
Every single one of these students would have blown me out of the water.
And so I want to be the first to tell you that Xavier from Burlington, Ontario is our first place winner. So Xavier, say hi to George.
Hello.
Hey, congratulations, Xavier. That is so amazing. Last year, I believe you were 4th place.
Yes.
This year, the winner. And I understand that last year you had the opportunity to explore some of the East Coast of Canada as a part of all that. Well, what was your favorite part of that journey?
I mean, if I had to pick one, it would definitely have been when we went to Sable Island.
Nice. I've been there myself. It is one of the most unique parts of not only Canada, but the world. The beaches, the seals, and of course the wild horses there. It's one of the only places on earth where you can experience these wild horses like that. So great choice. And again, congratulations so much. I look forward to shaking your hand when I can.
Thank you.
When things all go back to a new normal, right?
I mean, I know David got to present last time. So I mean, hopefully that's over by the next year.
Yeah, who knows what's in store for you?
Please, I'm not coming back. Oh my God.
Okay, so George, I also have the distinct pleasure of announcing that Tony from Ottawa is our silver medalist.
Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you.
That's my old stomping ground. I grew up right across the river in Gatineau, so I know that area very, very well. And of course, now I'm sort of in my explorer's headquarters here in Toronto, also known as my spare bedroom / office. How, again, congratulations so much. What the Ottawa area where you live is so geographically interesting because of the confluence of the rivers there, all three of them. Is there a time of year that you really like in Ottawa, one more than the other? The springtime, the winter, the summer, winterlude perhaps?
I mean, personally, I'd say I prefer like spring, like late April, early May the most out of all the months, just
Nice.
because firstly the weather's better. It's not too hot, nor is it negative 25 degrees.
So a split down the middle compromise kind of guy. That's a good choice.
Also, I mean, all the ice is melting during this period, so there's the water flows faster. It's really pretty in some places. Like I've been to Fitzroy Provincial Park, right? In not Arnprior, just beside Fitzroy Harbor quite a few times. My dad's taken me fishing there.
You're the geography whiz. Every one of these names are supposed to be right there on the tip of your tongue. You're supposed to have them. But second place,
Hey,
congratulations. I put you on the spot. It's okay.
And so now I'd like to introduce Erin. So Erin is from Markham, Ontario, and Erin is our third place winner. Say hi,
How are you doing, Erin?
Hi.
Quick question for you. Earlier, when you were being introduced, you were talking about your love of discovery and science and geography.
Yeah.
Is there a part of the world where you would love to go to?
I'm not sure, really, but I've been to China before, and it's very pretty, and there are a lot of scenic attractions with areas where I went to, so I'd like to go back there again.
Great choice. I've only been there very briefly myself and haven't had the opportunity to do any major exploring there. So it is very high on my bucket list. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so next I'd like to introduce you to Awad. So Awad is, he's in grade 10 and he's in Calgary, Alberta. Say hey, Awad.
Hello.
Awad, congratulations. You guys, as a storm chaser, I couldn't help but notice that you guys had some pretty crazy wild weather there last night with lots of early season thunderstorms and lightning. Are you the kind of person that likes to watch that, or you're the kind of person that runs the other way?
Yeah, I guess it's pretty interesting. I would say it's interesting. Like I don't like personally think it's like too scary or something so that I run away. But I can definitely see that.
Just the right amount of curiosity. I can respect that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then we also have Noah with us. So Noah is from Windsor, Ontario. Say hey, Noah.
Hi.
Hey, Noah. I noticed you were mentioning how much you love reading and how much you love maps. I'm a huge map junkie myself. I've got a giant map of the world above my desk. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it to the people or to anyone about why maps are so appealing to me. Maybe, what about you? What do you think?
I like the colors. I like identify spatial patterns on them. And I understand like about the size and like about the things like about each country being separate in like the different themed maps. And by the way, I keep a map of Ontario above my bedroom.
Nice.
When I was going to Tilbury rest stop, I keep always bringing a map.
I love them. I can't live without them. I love my GPSs, of course, but there's nothing quite like unrolling a map when you're out in the field and sticking your finger on it and actually looking at spots. So I appreciate that you like them as much as I do.
Right.
And so Noah, what did you think of the Google Earth exercise that you had to do yesterday?
I think it was pretty interesting. And like about the last one, I think it was in Ottawa.
You got it. So the last location that the finalists had to study climate data for was Ottawa.
I was completely off then.
Well,
but it doesn't matter. You made up for it, Xavier.
So George, while we have you on the line, I wanted to ask you if you could share a little bit of your own personal journey after, graduating from high school, which a lot of these participants are going to be doing soon, and how you ended up to be a storm chaser.
Well, I went to Philemon Wright High School in Hull. It was Hull then, Gatineau now. And geography was my favorite subject. Mr. Peter McLeod was my geography teacher there, and he was my favorite teacher of all time. And so he really planted that seed in me. And then I moved to Toronto. I studied music and I studied engineering. And as you can see, I still do music when I'm not out traveling around the world climbing inside volcanoes or chasing hurricanes and tornadoes. But then I would take my vacation time and I would dedicate that to documenting extreme forces of nature. And it started with lightning striking the CN Tower here in Toronto. And then I would expand a little more, going to Tornado Alley in the United States to document the severe weather there. And then to the Danakil Depression. We had a question about the Danakil Depression. That was my very first volcano expedition. There's a volcano there called Urta Ale, and I was the very first person to ever walk atop the crusted lake of lava inside this crater in one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. And so it just kept snowballing a little bit more and a little bit more. It started with a passion that I've always had, and then somehow managed to turn into a career and being able to share these amazing places around the world through my television programs, through talking with students, especially visiting schools, and through social media, etc. I just love the world. I love how amazing it is. And it really gives a perspective as to where we fit in. And these natural phenomena only become disasters when they affect cities. And I'm really proud of everyone here who has studied so hard, learned so much more than I did at your age. And that foundation of geography, that knowledge will allow you to have a global perspective for anything that you do for the rest of your life. So you guys are just an inspiration to me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I just
Great work.
I just got a text from my stepdad. He wants to tell you that you have good taste in guitars.
Well, thank you.
And I also saw Noah pointing behind him, so he's got a guitar behind him too.
Nice. I mainly play bass. We should jam.
All right, so what do you guys think about being interviewed by one of the world's leading storm chasers?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very, very crazy, very
Awesome.
cool.
Again, congratulations, guys. I've been watching and just been impressed with the vastness and depth of your knowledge, and I'm envious. I wish I had the head start that you guys all have today.
Yeah, you guys are positioning yourselves for a really bright future, and I think George and I are both very proud of you. So thanks very much, George, for joining us. This was a really, really nice treat for us. I would like to mention to everyone who's been following us on this live hangout that George is actually going to be giving a virtual talk with Canadian Geographic on June 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And so you're going to be able to hear even more really exciting stories from him. And I'm assuming they're going to see some great photography as well.
Absolutely. I'll be sharing a best and greatest and wildest compilation of my adventures around the world, from climbing inside volcanoes to giant pits of fire in the Turkmenistan desert, from climbing mountains in North Korea to chasing tornadoes in Oklahoma. So it's going to be amazing.
So I encourage you guys to tune in, because we always monitor their chat. So if you have any questions that you think of that you'd like to ask George, that'll be the place to do it. And then I should make mention. So you'll notice, our audience will notice, that this was a little bit like a trivia session. So there was a lot of foundational knowledge, but there were some questions where you really had to think about what the question was asking. So every 2 weeks, Canadian Geographic does a virtual trivia round. And so the next one's coming up on June 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And so obviously, if any of our finalists here join, they're just going to blow us out of the water. But at least we could try.
I surrender already.
All right, my wonderful friends. So we've come to the end of the 2020 Can Geo Challenge. And I just want to take this time to say thank you to each of you, and to your families and your teachers as well. I'd also like to thank all the other national finalists who participated in the previous rounds for this weekend and who did such a tremendous job as well. I'd like to thank you, George, and the Can Geo staff who've been sort of helping me out behind the scenes here. And I'd like to thank our explorers and our judges, and lastly, our audience for tuning in. And so congratulations to our winners once again, and I'm going to be in touch with each of you very shortly. And I want you now to go and celebrate because you guys all deserve it. So remember, the 2021 Can Geo Challenge starts up in the fall, and there's plenty of time for you to start studying to be one of next year's top 5 finalists. So I will see everyone there.
Good luck to all you guys next year.
Bye.
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 Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Bye.